Welcome to this episode of our podcast, where we will be exploring the year 1913, a year that was marked by significant social, political, and cultural changes around the world. In Europe, tensions were rising as the continent edged closer to the outbreak of World War II. The major powers, including Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Russia, were all jostling for power and influence, while smaller nations like Serbia and Bulgaria sought to assert their own independence and autonomy. In the United States, President Woodrow Wilson had just taken office, promising sweeping reforms and progressive changes to American society. Wilson was a popular and charismatic leader who had built a reputation as a champion of social justice and democratic ideals. One of the most significant events of 1913 was the passage of the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which established the federal income tax. This was a major victory for progressive reformers, who had long argued that a progressive income tax system was necessary to combat inequality and promote economic justice. Meanwhile, in Europe, a number of significant cultural movements were taking shape. In Paris, the art world was abuzz with the revolutionary work of Pablo Picasso, Georges Braque, and other members of the Cubist movement. Cubism was a radical departure from traditional representational art and sought to capture the essence of objects through fragmented and abstracted forms. In Vienna, the influential composer Arnold Schoenberg was breaking new ground with his revolutionary atonal music, which rejected traditional tonality and sought to create new soundscapes that reflected the disorienting complexity of modern life. In Russia, the world of literature was undergoing a major transformation as a new generation of writers, including Boris Pasternak and Vladimir Mayakovsky, were challenging the traditional modes of expression and exploring new forms of literary experimentation. However, amidst all these cultural and political changes, the year 1913 was also marked by tragedy and loss. In New York City, more than 140 garment workers were killed in the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire, a disaster that brought attention to the unsafe and exploitative working conditions of many industrial workers. In Europe, tensions were rising as the Balkan Wars continued to rage, and the specter of war loomed on the horizon. This would eventually culminate in the outbreak of World War I the following year, which would lead to widespread devastation and loss of life. Despite these challenges and tragedies, the year 1913 was also a time of great hope and optimism. The world was changing rapidly, and many believed that the new century held the promise of a better future for all. The pioneering spirit of progress and innovation was on full display as artists, thinkers, and activists worked to create a better world for themselves and future generations. In conclusion, the year 1913 was a time of significant social, political, and cultural change around the world. It was a year marked by both triumphs and tragedies, as humanity grappled with the challenges of a rapidly changing world. However, amidst all the upheaval and uncertainty, the spirit of progress and innovation continued to thrive, laying the groundwork for the world we know today.